Welcome back to Awesome Vegans. I'm Elysabeth Alfano. Thank you for being here. I super appreciate it. I am with David Carter, the 300-pound vegan.
Yeah, I'm a little lighter now, like 250, but yes.
The trim 250 vegan to you, people.
Yeah.
So we know him, folks at WGN Radio. We know him from being on the Bears in around 2015, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about our beloved Bears. How'd you like being on the Bears?
It was cool. Good people, good vibe.
Yeah.
And a lot of the teams are the same. So
Are they?
They were cool. A lot of history there at the Bears.
Yes, still the original owners.
Yeah, which is impressive.
Yes. So tell me, when did you decide to go vegan? Because our 250-pound He-Man here is vegan, completely plant-based. When did you decide to go vegan, and what did it do to your workouts?
I went vegan back in 2013, I think, like 6 years ago. And I went vegan because I was dealing with a long list of ailments. I had high blood pressure at 23. I was dealing with really bad tendinitis. I was taking like Celebrex and all kind of mess, just to try to keep playing. And I realized after watching the documentary Forks Over Knives that I had to make that change because I was feeding my own illnesses with the highly inflammatory diet of lots of milk and animal products and things like that, meat and cheese, to thinking I was like, I need to put weight on, and it was the worst possible way I could put weight on. And but after going plant-based, I lost 45 pounds in a month because I was working out a lot.
You lost 45 pounds in a month?
Yeah, I was eating a lot. I thought I was eating a lot of food. But I still lost a lot of weight because I had more energy, so I was working out more. And then I upped my calories to 8,000 to 10,000 calories a day. And then I started putting on.
That's my dream, by the way.
All right, it was a job in its own. But I was eating like all those calories, and I put the weight back on solely plant-based foods and healthy plant-based, whole food plant-based for the most part. And it was the best move ever. My tendinitis went away. My high blood pressure, all of that just disappeared after let's say 2 months. Everything's just gone.
Wow. And how did you feel?
It felt great. I had a lot of energy. Like I said, I was sleeping better. The pain went away in my body. My blood pressure was regular. It wasn't high anymore. I was a lot stronger. I had bench pressed. The heaviest I'd ever bench pressed was when I was vegan, and I wasn't even 320. I was 290, and I was bench pressing 465 pounds, which is the heaviest I've ever lifted.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
So you're an NFL football player, and you decide to go plant-based. What did your teammates say?
I mean, when they found out, first they had to find out because I was big, so they weren't expecting me to be vegan because I was 320 pounds.
Yeah.
So when they saw me, they were like, yeah, he's playing games. He ain't real with us. But then they saw me eating, and they're like, where's the meat on your plate, bro? Like, you just have broccoli and rice and beans. Where's the meat at? Like, how are you keeping the meat on? How are you keeping the weight on? I was like, this is mainly protein right here, bro. Like, there's more protein in this little thing of beans and in this broccoli than there is in that steak that you ate, and none of the fat.
Right.
So,
and none of the things that clog your arteries and keep you from performing well.
Exactly. So a lot of the players were intrigued, asked a lot of questions, and did a lot of research. My brother, he just retired, and he's got players always hitting him up and like, yo, can I get your brother's information? I want to see how he did. I want to eat healthier. I want to do more plant-based because I heard about him. So it is definitely it was one of the best moves I ever made in my life. And a lot of players want to make the plant-based switch or just don't know how. But they want to make it because they see a lot of their teammates and their friends who play the sport dealing with illnesses at an early age.
Right.
Because the average age of death, according to a NIOSH study, is for football players, 56 years of age. And that shouldn't even be like that, especially because football players are pillars of health.
They're supposed to be. Right.
Supposed to be. These big athletes, and they're glorified on television as these warriors, but they're dying at 56.
Right, no,
It doesn't add up.
That's messed up, people. That's messed up. So you saw a lot of players interested in switching up their own diets. Did any of them do it?
Yeah, a lot of players start switching up. And you see, like, right
Tennessee
now,
Titans, yeah.
Those guys, all those guys. My brother hit me when he played for the Redskins. He goes, bro, you got the whole entire offensive line going vegan over here.
That's awesome.
And so I've changed a large number of retired players. One of my good friends, his name is Daniel Rodriguez. He's a retired NFL player, but also he was in the Army for a while, and he's got 2 Purple Hearts and a Medal of Honor, and he's plant-based. So he did the Army before he went to the NFL, and then went to the NFL. I met him, and he went plant-based, and he's doing great. And so
I think a lot of people maybe think, oh gosh, changing to a plant-based diet is some radical, freaky thing that means I can't eat, and it means I won't be a tough guy. So what do you have to say to the fact that people think, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? Will I have enough food? And can I still be a tough guy and be plant-based?
The healthiest, a tough guy is healthy, a tough guy is strong, a tough guy protects his family, all of these things. So you can't protect your family if you're not healthy, and if you're not making, inspiring your family to eat healthier, you ain't that tough because you're not trying to protect them. You're not, you got to be smart. You got to play the game. So you got to be healthy. You got to teach your family how to be healthy. And that's what it is. And machismo, first of all, masculinity is an anxiety disorder.
God, I've never heard that.
And seriously, it is. And, it's like, I'm a man. I eat meat because I'm a man. But that's what Viagra and Cialis, these things are biodilatators. A biodilator, all that does is expand the artery and make more blood flow through, and then after that 4 hours, it closes back up. If your junk don't work, you're talking about being a masculine, being macho, all that don't mean nothing.
Right, and so what you're really saying is that the animal fat in meat clogs the arteries.
Yes.
And when you clog the arteries, blood doesn't get through, and when blood doesn't get through, I'm quoting him, your junk don't work. But that's his quote, people, your junk don't work.
And it's like there's so many reasons, and really it's just, people are out here just making excuses to try to eat meat when all of these studies and all of the physical proof of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, erectile dysfunction, acne, cholesterol, everything. It all leads back, blood pressure, everything, all of these diseases, cancer, all of these diseases, our body's not functioning with ease, come from these animal products that we've been ingesting over the years. And what's happening now is just that we're having a cultural shift, and the world's on a betterment, a movement for becoming better. And what we eat is a huge part of that. And it's amazing to see all the strides that we're making as a people, because what we eat is something that we do. We eat more than we do anything else. Then we shower, then we brush our teeth, all of this stuff, and in changing something such a part of our lives, it changes everything. So.
I think that's so true. And what I always like to say is people think, particularly in this kind of divisive political stage, people think, oh, well, there are those people who are plant-based over there, and then we're meat eaters over here. And I always think, no, actually, food is what brings us together, and we want to be healthy together. So anything that we can have as a vegan, anything that you eat as a meat and dairy person, we can have as a vegan. There's a vegan version of everything. And so it doesn't have to be this great divide between them and us or whatever. We are all here to eat and be healthy together. And when you know better, you do better. And we're getting better information, and now we can make better choices for ourselves. And that's a leader. That's a strong guy. That's a tough guy. Right. A tough guy's a leader. A tough guy puts together the facts and says, I don't care what people say. I'm doing the smart thing for me and my family, because they're leaders. And leaders are out in front.
Exactly. That's a tough guy.
That's a tough guy. So, quick question. You kind of did it for your health, which is so awesome. What about the environmental impacts or animal stuff? Are they just kind of bonuses that we get when we go plant-based, or are you?
Yeah, I went for health reasons, 100%. And then you learn about the animals and how, they're suffering too. And so you have to say something about it. For me, in the community I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, which is a food desert, and didn't have a lot of healthy food options available to us at that time. And there's a lot of communities like that.
Right.
I mean, there's so many reasons to go plant-based. It doesn't have to just be health reasons. It can be social justice issues. It could be animal rights issues. It could be anything, environmental issues. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, and they're all valid reasons. And
Yes, and you bring up a great point. So you have food deserts in places like Chicago on the south side or here in South Central LA. And so we do need to generally just rethink our whole food system, and animal agriculture is a big part of that, about how we get healthy food to everybody. Because again, we eat together to be healthy. Food is something that brings us together. It shouldn't be something that divides us.
Exactly. And that's what food is. It's an experience. That's why it's so hard for us to shake these bad habits that
Yes.
we picked up, because we've taken on these experiences and made them a part of our lives. So we need to create new experiences around healthy food, healthy lifestyle, healthy living. And that's what we're doing. You know, the plant-based community is amazing. We went 600% in the last 3 years or something like that.
Yes, 600% growth in the last 3 years.
Right. So.
And I have to say, shout out to where we are now. We're both in LA right now doing this interview. We're at Pollution TV Studios. They are one of the co-founders and co-partners of the Switch for Good conference, which is getting a bunch of athletes together who've decided they want to perform better, just like David Carter. They want to perform better, so they are switching for good, and they are getting rid of dairy because it causes so many problems in their athletic performance, from asthma to intolerance to long-term diabetes or cancer or inflammation, and that's always the athlete's nightmare is inflammation. So a lot of athletes are getting together this weekend at the Switch for Good conference so they can get rid of dairy, and hats off to them for all the work that they're doing this weekend.
Yeah, big job, good job.
Awesome
Pollution
conference.
Studios.
Yes,
Yeah, this is
awesome.
a great job. Great people, great energy. Awesome.
And I do have to say, great energy in Chicago. We do miss you on the Chicago Bears. So I'll say thanks for your time that you spent in Chicago. You're from LA. You now live on the East Coast, but we loved having you in Chi-Town for the time that you were there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are great people there. So
Thanks for being with us, everybody. Go vegan.